I'm Norm Eisen. I'm a senior fellow at Brookings Governance Studies, and I am a scholar of ethics and the rule of law in the United States and around the world. Under Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1 of the Constitution, presidents have extremely broad power to pardon all offenses against the United States except impeachments. Under the Constitution, President Trump can issue pardons. Now, there are some limitations. Number one, he can only pardon crimes and offenses against the United States of America. So that doesn't apply to civil cases. It doesn't apply to state cases. Number two, there's a big debate going on about whether President Trump can pardon himself. The Constitution does not explicitly say one way or the other, but the Nixon Justice Department, on the eve of Nixon's resignation, tackled this question and said a president cannot pardon themselves. The reason? No man can be a judge in his own case. It's one of the oldest principles of Anglo-American law. It goes all the way back to Dr. Bonham's case in England, and it's still true today. And there's another limitation on the president's pardon power. Nobody thinks the president could take bribes to issue pardons. So if the president were to act corruptly, for example, if he were to pardon Michael Flynn or Paul Manafort or Donald Trump Jr. in order that the president himself avoided being implicated by those individuals if they testified at their trials, that would be a corrupt pardon. And that, too, I believe, would not be allowed. The idea of the pardon power is to leaven justice, the severity of our system, which can at times produce unjust results that are fully in accord with law, to leaven justice with mercy. So the president should pardon someone when he believes it's the right thing to do. We've had individual pardons in American history. Perhaps the most famous is Gerald Ford's pardon of Richard Nixon. He did it because he felt it was the right thing to do. He told the nation we needed to heal, we needed to move on. I believe he was correct. We've had amnesties under the president's pardon power of groups of people in the aftermath of the Civil War. Those who were associated with the Confederacy received an amnesty. Again, broad use of the pardon power in order to have national healing. Jimmy Carter pardoned those who evaded the draft in the Vietnam War for the same person. So when it's the right thing to do, when it's the ethical thing to do, when it's the moral thing to do, the qualities of mercy in the pardon power should be extended, but they can never be extended if it's the corrupt thing to do. There's two sets of implications depending on the nature of the exercise of the president's pardon power. The most powerful utilization of that authority is to issue a full pardon. That erases all criminal penalties. If the prosecution has not yet occurred, then the individual who receives the pardon is spared from prosecution. If the prosecution, even the sentencing, has occurred, and even if the person has already been in prison and served their time, the slate is wiped clean. It's as if the offense never happened. Now, there's another level of authority under the president's power, which is to grant clemency. This is a lesser offense. It doesn't wipe out the crime. It erases the punishment. So an individual would not have to serve under those circumstances their prison time. That is also a frequent use of this constitutional authority.